Today, I just finished paying my taxes and I want to show you how you're going to be able to retire just pretty much by paying your taxes. So let's jump into This Is Always Guide. Welcome back, passive income investors alike. Today, I just finished paying my taxes. The total bill, something like $10,050, including what I owed the accountant. I am, by God, no means making a six-figure income, but I am still making usually between $40,000 and $60,000 a year. And I want to talk about why you're actually going to be able to look forward to your retirement just by paying your taxes. So long as you work and you make a half decent income, you are going to be paying into, in Canada, what is called a pension plan, and in the US I think it is called Social Security, though we should never rely on the government for our retirement. I'm going to break down to you some things that affect you, that you should consider, and how it affects me and the things that I'm doing to deal with this. So let's just hop into this basic understanding, guys. So essentially what a pension plan or a Social Security is essentially, as you make income, the government takes a percentage of it and automatically puts it toward your retirement. So by the time you hit 65 or 70, and I think you can start claiming it at 60 as well, but you get some deductions. But between 60 and 70, you can claim into your pension or Social Security, and essentially you'll start getting some income. Again, it really depends on how much you contribute. Typically, if you're making, like I made, usually around 40 to 60,000 a year, your contribution will be between 2,000 and 3,000 on your tax. It actually makes up quite a large percentage of your tax payments, and essentially all it's doing is going into some form of a savings account, and I imagine the government's either investing it or using it for bonds and making interest on it, and then by the time you get to retirement, essentially they're going to pay you out anywhere from $500 to $2,800, $3,000 a month, obviously depending on what you contributed. My dad has worked his whole life, and we think he's going to get roughly somewhere around $1,500 of his income subsidized through the pension plan here in Canada. Now, this isn't a retirement plan. This isn't something you should rely on to retire, but it's an interesting cushion, and it should make you debate whether it's worth opening certain accounts. In my own personal opinion, and what I am doing is, most of you notice I don't hold RRSPs. In the US, I don't know, I think it's called the Roth IRA. I could be wrong. And the reason I'm not holding one of these accounts is because specifically they are retirement accounts. They're accounts you can't touch till you're 60 anyway, so any money you put in there, you better hope you're going to be living at least till 60 before you're ever going to get to see a dime of it. And if you withdraw on that money that is sitting in your account early, you'll get penalties. So not only are you going to pay tax on it, which usually these accounts are supposed to be tax-free, not only will you have to pay tax on it, but you're also going to be paying withdrawal fees and penalties, which is a little bit ridiculous in my opinion, considering you're pretty much paying into a form of an account like that with the government every time you pay your taxes anyways. So that's why I avoid RSPs currently. Not saying I won't get into them later, because if you work for an employer, it might be a smarter idea for you, because usually employers will actually match to a certain extent how much money you put in an RSP. It's a really interesting thing that if you work for somebody, you should really consider and look into, because it's eventually getting free money from your employer just by contributing a few $1,000s a year to your Roth IRA or your RRSPs. But in my own personal take here, guys, and the way I plan on retiring early is, again, by funneling as much money into, as much as possible, into passive income sources and outside of the stock market. Now, in the stock market, I have a six-figure portfolio. Many of you already know that, and off that, I am making quite a decent amount of income. Now, let's presume you don't want to fast track your retirement. Not that, again, I'm retiring early. I just want to have some sort of financial independence in case I hurt myself or something happens where I can't produce an income. It'd be nice to make it while I sleep. Now, so the way I'm doing this is essentially I'm going to max out these accounts as much as possible over the next 10 years and build up as much money in my investment accounts that I'm able to withdraw on between my TFSA, my tax-free savings account, along with my regular trading account. So essentially I have $80,000 luckily in my tax-free savings account, because I've had a lot of capital gains, so I have a lot more than the contribution limit of a roughly 60-something thousand. And I'm just going to keep funneling that. So one day, whether it's in the near distant future or the long distant future, I'm going to be able to withdraw on that money as I please without having to pay some some kind of crazy tax, and it will come down to tax brackets, and a lot of that'll be from my TFSA anyways, so that'll be completely tax-free income, which I think is super awesome. And then when I get to retirement, not only am I going to have all this passive income coming in that I can use throughout my life, I'm also going to get the pension, or if you're in the States, again, your Social Security. So that'll just be an extra bonus of hopefully somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000 a month, which would make a huge difference. If you're already making a couple thousand a month off passive income, you're back to making a really, really healthy income at retirement. And this is fun stuff to play around with and think about. I love how individually this is set for each person. I find everyone's financial journey is completely different, and that's why I think it's so important that we share all of this on YouTube, because the way I'm doing it isn't the way all these other YouTubers are doing it. If you watch a lot of finance YouTube channels, and there's a good chance that you do, obviously, if you're watching this channel, that it's really important that you take all of this advice in strides. Nobody on YouTube is really a financial advisor, because if they were, they'd be a lot more hesitant about the advice they're giving on YouTube, as many of the ones that I know are. But a lot of people that aren't financial advisors like me, PPC Ian, the Financial Education channel, there's Graham Stephan that deals with real estate, you got Grant Cardone, people like that, that can just fly off the advice as they please, because we are not financial advisors, so we don't have to guide ourselves by any guidelines, and I can say whatever I bloody well please without pissing or having to deal with any kind of fines or charges against my licensing. So I love the fact that I can do that, and I think it's super important for you guys as well, because this is going to allow you to equip yourself with the tools you require to kind of puzzle piece your own financial journey together. And if you guys enjoy these videos, remember to slap a like and consider subscribing. This channel is growing so well, and it's giving me the motivation to keep doing it. And if you guys want to support me and help me in my own personal finance channel, because I don't make a dime off this, it's just something I do as a vent. You guys can always support me on Patreon. Not that there's anybody going to be supporting me. I don't got that many subscribers. I don't think that many people care, to be honest, but I really enjoy this as a vent. And the more you guys comment and the more you guys get involved, the more I want to make these videos. So it is Monday. The markets are, been completely whacked out. I've been enjoying the Tesla forums lately. A lot of talk about Tesla. So I'm hoping you guys will stick around. We'll probably talk more about that this week as well. But stay cool. Stay awesome. I look forward to chatting to you tomorrow.